now we are going to discuss about the addressing modes. Okay. Now what are addressing modes basically? The different ways of specifying the location of an operand in an instruction are called as addressing modes. I told you earlier also that the way of finding out the value of operand is known as addressing mode. So the different ways of specifying, or you can say finding, the location of an operand in an instruction is called as addressing mode. So we will discuss these 11 addressing modes. First mode is implied addressing mode. Second is immediate addressing mode. Third is direct addressing mode. Fourth is indirect addressing mode. Then register direct addressing mode. Next is register indirect addressing mode. Then relative addressing mode, after that indexed addressing mode, then base register addressing mode, after that auto increment addressing mode, and auto decrement addressing mode. Okay, so first of all we will discuss implied addressing mode. So what is implied addressing mode? In this addressing mode, the definition of the instruction itself specify the operands implicitly. That means the instruction itself specifies the operand implicitly. Now what implicitly means? Implicitly means that defined in the instruction itself. Implicitly means defined, or you can say included in the instruction itself. Examples of implied addressing modes: the instruction complement accumulator, push A. Okay, so what is happening here? The value of A is directly getting stored on the stack. Now this is a stack. Okay, the memory structure, you can consider the memory structure as a stack. When you give the instruction push A, that means the A will be stored at the top of the stack. This is a stack basically. Okay, so this is the implied addressing mode in which the instruction is that type of that it includes the operand in it. Okay, here you can see the complement AC is there. Now what is happening in the complement AC? This is a way to write it. Complement AC, what is happening here? The content of AC will get complement. If the content of accumulator are 0 0, then they will get changed into 1 1. Okay, this is a way of complement. That means the contents will be changed from 0 to 1 or from 1 to 0. So this is the implied addressing mode. The operand is specified in the instruction explicitly. Now what is explicitly means? Explicitly means when the operand is present in the instruction and it is shown there. See what was happening in the previous slide. There was the operation like push A. That means the value of A is not given in the instruction. It will just push the data item A into the stack. Okay, there is no value of the operand की कोई भी value नहीं है. It is simply the push A instruction. So this was the implicit mode. What is immediate mode then? It is the explicit mode. It is the explicit addressing mode. We can understand it by taking an example. So instead of address field, an operand field is present that contains the operand. That means there is no address field. See, this is the instruction format actually that we discussed. What was the instruction format? From bit 0 to 11, that is 12 bits, are used to store the address. So then 11 to 14, that means 3 bits are reserved for the opcode operation, or you can say opcode. So last bit 15 is used to store the addressing mode. But in the immediate addressing mode, there is operation or opcode. Okay, so in the immediate addressing mode, there is no field that is storing the address. You can see here that this is a diagram for the immediate addressing mode. Here there are only two fields. One is opcode. Okay, this is opcode, or you can say operation code, and this is the operand. Add 10 will increment the value stored in the accumulator by 10. That means the example is add 10. So 10 is the operand here, Okay, this is the syntax. This is move R20, initialize register R to a constant value 20. Now what is this instruction representing here? That means move the content 20 to the register R. Move the content 20 to the register R. Okay, that means the value of operand is present in the instruction itself. This is the instruction move R20 and the value of the operand is 20. That will be get stored in the R. Okay, so this is the immediate addressing mode. So next type of addressing mode is direct addressing mode. We have discussed it earlier also, direct addressing mode. What is happening in direct addressing mode? You specify the address also in the instruction. In the instruction you will specify the opcode and the address. You don't specify the value of operand. Okay, you don't specify the value of operand in the instruction in case of direct addressing mode. The address field of the instruction contain the effective address of the operand. Now what is the address field here? Let me tell you what is the address field here. Only one reference to memory is required to fetch the operand. One reference, that means one reference to memory. Now what is one reference here? This address is acting as one reference to memory. Okay, now what would be the example of this instruction? It would be add 2050H. Okay, that means no operand is present in the instruction. There is no operand in the instruction. It's the memory address 2050H. What it is? What it is a memory address. Okay, so whenever you go to 2050H, there you will get the value of operand at this memory address 2050H. So here this is also called as absolute addressing mode. Why it is known as absolute addressing mode? Because you are able to find the value of operand directly on the given address. So this is the diagram to show that this is the opcode. Now here what is A? A is the address. A is the address. Okay, where the operand is actually stored. A is the address in memory. Now you can see here in this diagram that this A is pointing towards the memory. This is a memory here. It's written here also. This is a memory. Now here the value of operand is stored. Okay, so this address will also be called as effective address. Effective address, because you are able to find the value directly at this memory location that was specified in the instruction. Okay, so this is example here. Add x. This is x here. X can store the value of memory location. X will be the memory location. Okay, so whenever we did programming part also, whenever you specify any variable in this square bracket, that means memory location. Okay, that means memory location. Okay, so if you are giving x in the square brackets, that means x is stored at memory location. Okay, now here add x. What is add x instruction will do here? Add x will increment the value stored in the accumulator. Why the content are getting stored in the accumulator? Because we are not given here any another location. So add will be stored to the content of which? It will add to the content of the accumulator, and this result will be get stored in the accumulator because we have not specified any destination here. Direct addressing mode. What is indirect addressing mode? Okay. So you can see the address field of the instruction specifies the address of memory location that contains the effective address of the operand. Now here we will understand this by taking an example. This is an example. What was happening in the direct addressing mode? In direct addressing mode, the instruction was add x. Okay. Now, but what is happening here? Instruction was add x. Okay. So what will happen here when the computer will go to the x? Then again at x location, it will find another memory location. Okay. It will find another memory location. and at that memory location, that means it is the first memory location, it is the second memory location. So at second memory location, it will be able to find the value of operand. So this will be the effective address in this case, effective address. Okay, so here you can see that double square brackets are here. Double and the value stored in the accumulator by the value stored at memory location specified by X. Now this is a diagram to show that here this is the output, this is the address, this is same with the direct addressing mode. This is the address. But what is happening here? When the pointer is moving to the address, okay, then again an address is written here. EA, what is EA? EA means effective address. Effective address. So when it will move to this effective address, this is actually the effective address. Okay. So here the operand is present. So this happens in case of indirect addressing mode, and whenever you specify the instruction in that, the I will be set to 1 in case of indirect addressing mode. Okay. So next addressing mode is a register direct addressing mode. Register direct addressing mode. Now what is the difference between simple direct addressing mode, and register direct addressing mode? What is the difference? In the direct addressing mode, the address specified in the instruction specifies the memory location. Okay, specifies the memory location. But in the register direct addressing mode, the instruction will be like this: add R. Now what is R here? R means register. Whatever contents will be stored in the R, they will be added to the content of the accumulator. Okay, so here you can't use X. X is used to represent the memory location only. This is a variable reserved to represent the memory location. But R we will use to represent the register. R is also reserved to store the register, to represent the value of the register. Now what is happening here? The operand is contained in a register. The address field of the instruction refers to a CPU register that contains the operand add R. Okay, it is a part of the instruction. R is a part of the instruction where R is specifying some register that is present in the CPU. No reference to memory is required to fetch the operand. That means no memory reference is required to get the value of operand from the memory. Okay, because the operand is present in the register, not in the memory. So here you can see that add R. What is add R here? It is the way to represent the instruction using register direct addressing mode. It will increment the value stored in the accumulator by the content of register R. That means the content of register R will be added to accumulator. Now you can see that this is specifying the memory location because I have told you in closing square brackets. Now actually the square bracket is used to represent the address, not the memory location. It is used to represent the address. Okay, so whatever content will be stored in the register that will be added to the content of accumulator. Now here register can be R1, R2 and so on. Okay, so this addressing mode is similar to direct addressing mode. The only difference is address field of the instruction refers to a CPU register instead of main memory. Only difference is in direct addressing mode there was the instruction that was using the memory location, but in register direct addressing mode the instruction add R is using the register. Okay, the register can be R1 to R12 and so on, from R0 to R12. Okay. Now this is a diagram to represent the register direct addressing mode. Here you can see that on the place of A. Previously we have seen that A was there in the place of R, but A was representing the address of memory location. Okay. Now this is a register set. But in the previous addressing mode, there was memory in the place of register set. In the place of register set. Okay. So here this is a register and R is pointing to some address in the register. The registers can be from R0 to R12. Okay, R13, R14 and R15 are special purpose register where you can't store the address or data. Okay. So this R is pointing to the register location where the value of operand is present. We have done up to register.